And, guys, what are you expecting? Oh, real quick before we do that.
Yeah.
Skilly just gifted 20 memberships.
Wow.
Woo!
Shout out
Nice.
to Skilly.
Woo!
I'm not sure I've seen his name in the chat before, but Skilly, you are an
Shout out
MVP.
to
We
my-
appreciate you, Skilly.
That's what I'm talking
Good
about.
looks to you. We appreciate
It's a
you.
given
You are
spirit.
the MVP of the day. Guys, what do you expect to see from one? Let's start with Emoni Bates, then we'll go around the horn on some other guys. But what do you expect from Emoni Bates tonight in his summer league debut for the Cavs?
You know what? I think it's a guy who wants to show that he belongs here. I think that's the key thing for him is to show like, hey, you know, yeah, I might have went second round, but I'm still good enough to be in the NBA. I think it's for him. It's getting his feet up under him and getting some confidence. You know, finding out what he did growing up in high school, maybe in college. You know, seeing what works at the NBA level. I mean, you're going against guys who either in their first or in their second year or in their first year in the NBA. So the skill level, skill-wise, you should be right there with everybody else, kind of parallel to everybody else. I just think he wants to find the success, see how, you know, these coaches coach, see how he can mesh with some of these players. And points-wise, I'd be happy to see him with 15 points.
Damn. It's pretty high expectation.
15 points?
G. Bush?
Man, look, man. Hey, listen, I'm excited because you know what? I've been waiting to get to this, man. Like, there's a lot of dudes. There's no. We talk about NFL guys missing. These NBA dudes be missing all the time. These dudes be missing, and like I heard Johnny Flynn the other day. DeJuan Wagner. Like, come on.
DeJuan Wagner scored 100 in high school.
Come on. What's the kid from Providence the other when they were talking about he was gonna be the greatest to come out? You know, he like these dudes.
Name is so long.
My problem is you got guys like Amin and Asur Thompson.
Who was that?
They play for the G League elite team, right? My problem is you look at what their upside is. They're tremendous athletes. They can make plays for other people. What's they terrible? What's they things they need to work on? Work on shooting. Needs to work on getting his own shot. I'm saying, so you telling me that you drafted these kids 4 and 5 overall because they can jump? That's it. They can't get their own shot. They can't hit tough shots. My thing is, okay, if you're going to take a guy like that and everybody says, well, Emoni Bates, man, he got so much to work on. Listen, let me just be clear. These Thompson kids, if you ball out and they at the top of the food chain, guess what? They're only with what's the name twins? What's the two twins? You know what I'm talking about.
Lopez?
No, the other one, the black ones.
The
Morris twins.
The Morris twins.
Markeith
Yeah, the black
Marcus.
twins. Morris, yeah, listen, you Markeith.
The black.
You Markeith and Morris, them, bro. At the end of the day, them dudes ain't never had that type of game like this dude got game. Now, he gonna come out here and he gonna be exuberant. Now listen, what I want you to see is I want you to let the game come to you a little bit before you go off. Because here's what's going to happen. People looking to see how many shots he takes so they can say C.G. Bush. C.G. Bush, he should have been passing the ball to Sam Merrill. He should have been moving the ball a little bit more.
Evans' brother playing too? Isaiah Mobley?
Isaiah Mobley better be playing everywhere they got him summer league.
Isaiah Mobley is playing.
So I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited to see what he's talking about. Because, by the way, he's going to – Emoni Bates is going to show a lot of people in Cleveland that he got star power. Because Wemby is playing tonight. Also, the dude from Alabama, number 2 overall.
They're
Brandon
playing
Miller.
each other tonight.
They playing tonight.
Brandon Miller playing Victor Wembanyama.
Tonight, yeah, Wemby.
And they might be talking about Emoni Bates more than them two.
I mean, Victor Wembanyama's name in the press for the
Real
something
quick.
else.
I'm glad you said that. The Cavs game is going on at the same time as the Spurs Hornets game. There are 3 gyms in Thomas Mack Arena where they play the Summer League. The Cavs game is going to be empty. There will not be a single fan watching the Cavs game. They will all be over at the other court watching Wembanyama's debut, which is the best single thing possible for Emoni Bates.
Does it really matter?
Yes.
I mean, it's freaking summer league.
It does matter.
Is anything he does today matter?
Yes. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
to Bull's point, no, you're right. It doesn't
Out of
matter.
your minds.
Yes.
You saw here's something with everyone's taking into consideration with Summer League. A, it's Summer League, and B, don't let Summer League change your opinion of a player. If you liked a guy before Summer League and he plays bad, you should still like him. Just let it confirm
Anthony
your thoughts.
Bennett looked unbelievable at Summer League.
Guys, this means nothing. The Summer League means zero. Most of the guys playing here are not going to be in the NBA. All right? Is anything I said there untrue, Mike?
No, it's fair. They don't play defense in Summer League.
Look at
There's
this
no
roster.
offensive.
Have you heard of most of these guys? Luke Trapp. I mean, this could be a game where Mike made up the names. Wendell Green.
Bull, who's
That
who's
sounds
that a
like the
picture
guy
of?
who sits in front of his house just hanging out on the stoop.
Who's that
Wendell
a picture
Green.
of, Bull?
What?
Who's that a picture of?
Sam Merrill.
Sam Merrill.
Good. Next. Who's this a picture of?
That's Emoni Bates.
Next. Who's this a picture of?
I'm going to guess it's Khalifa Diop.
3 for 3, Bull. Look at you knowing your Summer League roster.
There it is.
Because I was going to guess him too.
That guy didn't look like a Fabian White. I mean,
Now think. But here's the thing, though,
Yeah.
Bull. See, this is
That's stereotyping what you just did.
So this is what I love about baseball people.
yeah.
Baseball people
Yeah.
keep an almanac on dudes all the way down to single A, right? They got, he's a pitcher. Like, they keep an almanac. And all you got to do is have one trait. You got one trait. Look, we see Miles Straw have one trait and get a contract. Now, the thing about smart teams is, in baseball, they mine this stuff. They keep it as proprietary knowledge because they want to find the next diamond in the rough. Now, no one would have said that Jose Ramirez was going to be that guy. He was never ranked very highly, right?
Right, that's correct.
So when you can mine and find a guy like Jose Ramirez, who nobody really believed in, and he turns out to be an MVP candidate every single year, you know what happens? Guys like that, because you believed in them, they take discounts. Now, because you mined the diamond, you found him, you invested in him, now you can go ahead and you can offer him a contract that he might be receptive to because he appreciates what the organization has done.
But how does that disprove what I said about the games not mattering in Summer League?
Well, here's the thing. Because right now, for the first time, the Cavs are trying to acknowledge the fact that there are other things that they have to do to find good players. Now, 40 other teams passed on them, right? Right? 40 teams passed on them. So the Cavs are saying, let's take a shot at this guy.
That's fine.
Put him in Summer League, see what he does.
Right, but it doesn't. But to me, it doesn't matter what he does in the Summer League. Like, if he plays great in Summer League, that doesn't prove he's going to be good in the NBA. And if as Mike said, if you think he's going to be good, well, if he's a raw guy, he hasn't played a lot, he's had issues off the court. If he plays like crap in the Summer League, as much as I don't really care, I'm not going to say, I told you guys he sucks. I'm not going to do that based on Summer League.
Yeah, if he plays well, awesome. It doesn't change your opinion. If he plays poorly,
right.
It stinks.
I
He'll play
also
better
think
next game.
it's
It shouldn't
like
change your opinion.
I think you guys are like
We desperate for sports. That's
you're
what we
you're
are.
looking at him almost like he's a sure thing to be a good NBA player.
No,
That's how I feel like you guys are treating it.
No, there's no sure
And
thing.
he's a huge long shot to be a good NBA player.
But hold on. But
Isn't everybody?
No.
No, whatever the hell you pronounce
That's
his name.
not true.
But
because
hold
if
on.
Once he go up against the Joels and B's and the Giannis's, he's gonna look terrible.
See, I necessarily don't believe he's a long shot. The problem I have is today, if you ask me, do you want Dean Wade or Emoni Bates? Dean Wade.
I don't care.
But Dean Wade has a contract.
Yeah.
He's playing.
Yeah.
Like he's an NBA
But,
player. That's
gee,
not a
the
long
point
shot.
is, history tells us that guys drafted 49 or later almost never make an impact in the NBA.
Where did Nikola Jokic
It's
get
very
drafted?
rare.
42nd.
Not to mention the Cavs of all teams. What have they done with second-round picks? That you would trust them? That good organizations passed on this guy.
But
What
because
about Draymond Green?
second round pick?
I think he was the first pick of the second round.
Is Joker a second round pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, 42nd.
There's people that can get it done. It's just you identify
right.
it.
That's like one out of every couple hundred guys.
Well, why can't he be the one?
I'm not saying he couldn't.
That's
but you
what
have to admit it's a long shot.
It
That's
is a
what I'm
long
saying.
shot.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a long shot.
I don't believe there's necessarily a long shot because I'm looking at people that he's already has a better skill set now that are in the league on our team.
Dean Wade.
Dylan, listen.
Well, they're good. If he's the next Dean Wade, great. I'm all excited about that.
Is he better than City.
Yes.
Hold up.
Jetty.
It depends on what you're asking Emoni Bates to do on a basketball.
Yeah, what are you asking?
If the question is who can go out and score more points, Emoni Bates, yes, is a better player.
Is he better
one-on-one scorer than
Is
Jetty
he a better
Osman right now.
one-on-one player than Karis LeVert?
No.
Come on.
Not now.
No.
Okay,
What?
I'm just seeing where
out of
we
your
at.
mind?
I just wanted to see where we was at. I'm checking his temperature.
But Tyvis, real quick, with Bates, as far as fitting into an offensive system, this is less of what can he do right now individually with the ball in his hands. We know he can do that.
Yeah, he'd be great in the schoolyard.
Can he fit within the threshold of an offense that is primarily guard dominant, pick and roll heavy with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland? If Bates is in with those guys, he cannot play the same way he plays and fit with those two. He's going to have to adapt his play style to fit what the Cavs do offensively. And, I know you love Bates. I like Bates too, but he's not Darius Garland or Donovan Mitchell yet. Like, let's not get crazy. He's not taking touches away from them.
No, hold
So
on.
to fit, just say it. So to fit into the Cavs like now, he has to play more like a Dean Wade than what he currently does to fit into this NBA playoff contending rotation. He has to change his game to fit them, not the Cavs changing their offensive style to add a third one-on-one ISO scorer to that system.
All I'm saying, Mike, is I feel like we've treated this guy as if he's a first-round pick.
he is
On talent.
But he's not.
On talent.
Is
So
he?
this is actually interesting, real quick. Someone asked me, and I hope he doesn't mind if I call him out, but I'm going to call him out real quick. Jeff Kuhlman.
Is he in the comments?
No, he tweeted at me the other day, and we were talking about Emoni Bates. And if you DM me or tweet, I usually go back and forth. And he was like, I think Emoni Bates is going to be a really solid pro. I bet you he has an 8-year career. All these top prospects last forever in the NBA. And I was like, yeah, they do because they're first-round picks. Once again, this is not a shot at Emoni Bates. This is just a fact. In the last decade, he's the only top 3 high school recruit to not go in the first round. The only one. The second lowest pick was this year, 27th, Nick Smith. Just take that for whatever it's worth.
Hey, listen, the
Take that
Cavs
way
may
you
turn
want.
out to be right, and they may turn out to have a needle in a haystack here. But the reality is that as talented as this guy may be, there's a reason every team in the league pretty much passed.
No, there is a reason why every team passed
And it's
on
not just because of the gun charge.
Oh, no, hold on. Trust me. Ja Morant, think about this. Ja Morant got one of the biggest gun suspensions ever, right?
No, Gilbert Arenas did.
Okay, he did. Yeah, right. So they trying to make a point, right? You're like, well, if you're trying to make a point, you're like, okay, well, look, am I going to just jump up here and take a kid that had gun charges? No. I'm dropping him off my – there's a lot of teams that's going to put him completely off
I don't know.
the board.
Brandon Miller was tied to a murder this year.
Yeah.
His gun was used to kill
And
somebody.
he's,
He was the second pick.
And not to mention, he's
I don't
stunk
think- I don't think his
in
drop-
March Madness.
Obviously he's not as good as Brandon Miller, but like this. So if he had no gun charges, where do you think he would have been drafted?
Late first?
I
Mike,
can
do you
see
agree
that.
with that?
I see that.
I mean, I think a team would have been more likely to take a flyer on him. But once again, he did not drop because of the gun charge.
Then why didn't all those teams pick it in the second round earlier take him? Once you're in the second round.
I mean, I could just tell you what I heard talking from guys in the NBA.
Yeah.
It echoed what Jason said. Emoni Bates is a super talented hooper, has to learn how to become a basketball player.
Yeah, there's a lot of super talented hoopers that can't play in the NBA.
He needs structure. That's it. He needs to be more of a structural basketball player. Right now, he's a pickup guy. He's a pickup player.
And I would say that the Cavs have no history and no infrastructure of being able to make something out of guys like this.
Lamar Stevens.
If this guy had gone to San Antonio, this guy had gone to Miami,
So you don't trust in the Cavs?
then I would say, I think he's got a better. I'd still say he's a long shot, but I'd give him a much better chance.
Is it the coaching staff?
It's just the Cavs in general. When have they ever taken a guy like this and turned him into something? They've just never done it.
I don't think, to a lot of people's point, they still trying to turn Evan Mobley. We questioning if they can turn the greatest character kid in the world into a superstar in Evan Mobley. They ain't showed me they can develop him.
Right, and with Mobley, you don't have to worry about any
None of that.
This
So-
other stuff.
But I will say, at the end of the day, do I think he's going to be first team All-NBA? No. Is it exciting to watch a kid that you think has some talent that could turn into be somebody when you know that the Cavs need those type players to hit? Yeah, we're going to watch it.
And he's going to ball out tonight because this is a setting that fits his style perfectly.
Right, because it's a bunch of slapdicks that he's playing with.
No, that's not
No?
fair, Bull.
No?
Well, it is a bunch of slapdicks, but that's not what I'm saying. It is a loosely structured,
Yeah.
isolation heavy,
Okay.
no defense because all these guys want to come back and have 24 points in the
Right.
box score.
Yeah.
This fits Emoni Bates' style of play perfectly.
Yeah.
And I do expect, and it won't change my opinion what I feel on him, good or bad, but I do expect Emoni Bates to come out and put on a show. I
All
really
right.
do.
What time's the game?
8:30.
Have we sold you enough to watch it, dude?
I feel like I have to.
Have we
you
sold
you wasn't
I
gonna
feel like I
watch
have
it?
to.
You got it.
I don't want to.
Oh, you better watch it. At least
I
watch
got
it.
it.
before that,
I don't
make
really
sure-
want to, but I'm going to.
Before the Summer League,
I
make
don't
sure
really
about 5 o'clock you tune into the Behind the Glass cast where Anthony, myself, and Earl will be breaking down not just Bates, but the rest of the Cavs Summer League roster, getting you ready
Get
for
an
what to
in-depth
expect.
analysis on Sam Merrill tonight.
Sam Merrill, and speaking of guys who are going to play tonight, and Mike Hargrove was supposed to join us 10 minutes ago. He has not hopped in yet, so we're
Okay.
still waiting for
Yeah.
Coach to join us.
He's probably not joining us.
Max Strus
Yeah.
is playing in the Summer League. The
Yeah,
Cavs
that's
free
very
agent
unusual.
addition. I did a little digging, talked to
Is
some
he
guys
really?
in the league, and asked, hey, this seems weird. Why is he playing? And the response I got from both guys I asked is a lot of NBA players are in Vegas for Summer League just to kind of watch. And instead of doing a workout, he'll play in a game, call that for his workout for the day, and then kind of just call it in. So
Shout
I'm
out
not
to-
expecting him to play in a bunch of games, but he
He's
is going to play
smart.
tonight.
See, he's smart. See, y'all, people, listen, I love marketing. I love marketing. See, Max Strus, believe it or not, Earl know this. They know this. Hey, I was listening to Peterlin the other day. Peterlin don't even like Strus like that.
Really?
He's wavy on, like, he's like, everybody keeps bringing up the fact that he didn't shoot well in the finals, and I keep telling him it was the finals. Like, if I gain weight in the finals, I'm going to tell you, so what? I was at the
What
finals.
you mean, so what?
Hey, listen, this dude, he's a tertiary player, right? He's a guy he has a skill set that you like. And I think Max Strus hear people talking like, you know what? Let me come out here and get my work in. Let me show y'all that how I get down.
I respect that. I respect that.
Like y'all,
Yeah.
and for a dude to come off the NBA Finals and
Play in
come
Summer
and
League.
play in Summer League, come on, bro. I
got no problem with
I
that.
respect.
Yeah, you
Mike,
respect that.
I haven't been on. I wasn't on earlier in the week when you guys were talking about these moves. It seemed to me that he got. I don't really care. It's who cares, I guess. But it seems like he got highly overpaid. Is that fair? Unfair? What do you think?
A lot of
I
people
think it's
that.
unfair because every wing got overpaid.
Yeah.
It's a premium position in the league. Bruce Brown, people talked about him as a mid-level guy. He got $22.5 in Indiana. Dylan Brooks got $20 million a
Right.
year.
And he got cut. He essentially was like, don't come
if
back.
you wanted, and Jason made the good point,
Yeah.
there have been very, very, very few free agents from outside the Cavaliers organization who the Cavs have targeted and said, we want you, and they have left their team to come to Cleveland. He
Right.
named a couple, but it was few and far between. And to get a guy like Strus, who they targeted as their top option,
Right.
to leave a place like Miami to come here, you got to pay a little extra
And
tax.
there wasn't a great option, right? It was really him and Bruce Brown
Yeah, Bruce Brown.
were the two best options. And he can't. The problem is the defensive end, right? I mean, what are they doing? What are they going to do defensively?
Listen, he's a smart team defender. He's not a great individual defender, but he's a smart team defender. And you hope that at least his witty and his ability to play within the system. He comes from Miami where they play zone, they play 1-3-1s, they switch, they trap, they blitz. He comes from that system. You have to hope that he's smart enough to be able to help. He's not a great individual on-ball defender, but with Mobley and Allen protecting the rim, you don't have to be great on the perimeter. You just have to be smart enough to funnel them to your help.
I got a question, Mikey. Are you a great on-ball defender?
No.
No, I actually am a pretty damn good help defender, though.
That's a
Was
shame.
never a great on-ball defender.
That's a shame. I expected more out of you.
Per dollar value, is Niang the better pickup?
I really like that. Yeah, you weren't here Monday. We did a
Yeah.
whole in-depth thing.
Yeah.
I think Niang is, and I told G this, the perfect third big for how the Cavs play. Because A, he was one of the best spot-up corner three-point shooters in the league over the last couple of years. He shot 52% from the corner last year. You run a pick and roll,
Right.
you now could have a roller, and you could have two guys in the corners who the defense can't help off to clog the lane. 52%, I believe, was third in the league last year,
Right,
according
yeah.
to Second Spectrum Sports. Also, his ability to shoot. He's been a 40% three-point shooter his entire career. Gives you pick and pop options, which they've never had with
Yeah, I
Mobley
mean,
and Allen.
I-
And even though he's not a great rebounder, He's a really smart player. He comes with playoff experience, and he's played in 46 playoff games. That's more
I
than
was just
Donovan
going to say
Mitchell.
that. Between the two guys, Strus and Niang, you added a lot of playoff experience.
Tons.
That's good.
89 games between
and
the two.
deep playoff runs, obviously. And, my first reaction was, well, Strus is overpaid, and these Miami guys, they develop, sometimes go other places and are flops. But considering the position they were in, and I know you guys talked about this, but considering the position they were in with no assets, I think they did a nice job.
I got a miscellaneous question.
Miscellaneous. Go ahead.
Is Kobe Altman and Andrew Barry friends?
I mean, they're both like nerds.
No,
Do you think they kick it?
they probably do.
Because they've both mortgaged their future, and then they decided to take this off season to get a lot of experience, postseason experience to their rosters.
Well, we told them. Well, I know they watched the show.
But the Guardians is the only ones that won't jump on that train.
No.
I know they watched the show because they said, we told y'all got 6 games and you got this year. Unacceptable. And they was like, you know what, we might want to go get some groceries, bro. These dudes ain't playing no more. I'm actually, this is one of the fairest questions, McNuggets. And this is going to show you.
Fair question.
It's this fair, and this is what you're going to have to listen to all year in the back of your mind. As constituted, looking at the Cavs, you got 2 all-NBA potential defensive player of the year. 2 bigs down there that erase everything. You got
Not the playoffs.
I'm just trying to be nice. Yeah. Now, you got Donovan Mitchell, who's supposed to be a closer. You got a young guard in Darius Garland that's almost averaging 10 assists. And now you go out offensively and you get the best 2 shooters on the market at positions that you needed. You brought back Karis LeVert, who has opportunity to get 50 off the bench. He's a talented offensive guy. Ricky Rubio's coming back, and he's second year after the ACL. And you got some pieces that you might be able to work with down the line.
Who's the center they brought into?
Damian Jones.
He's a little more useful than Lopez,
Yes.
right?
He at least can play. Yes.
Okay.
So if we got all of these things here, if you were to say, Ime Udoka, if he was the coach, what would the record be? If Tibbs coached his team, what would the record be? If Spoelstra had this roster, I'd argue if Eric Spoelstra had this roster as constituted, I believe that they would be the favorite to go to the championship, and they might give Denver a run for their money if Spo was the head coach. What are your thoughts?
But let me answer part of that, G, because the regular season record's irrelevant. Their regular season record was better than Miami's.
Yeah.
So that doesn't matter. You think this team would be the favorite to go to the finals if Spoelstra was the head coach?
Who talking about, the Cavs?
Yes. Yes.
Would the Cavs be considered as Spoelstra?
I just saw him go to the finals with Jimmy buckets.
It's hard.
Bam running the point guard.
But the difference is, Miami has a killer on their team. We don't.
You can have.
don't.
Hey, you can have a killer on your team, but you got to have somebody doing something.
When they needed something to happen and things wasn't
Donovan
looking,
Mitchell choked.
Jimmy said, "Give me the ball and get out the way." We don't have nobody that's going to do that.
What I'm saying is, when you look at the Miami Heat, they don't have nobody. What
do you mean they don't have nobody?
Don't have for what they're putting out on the court. They do not have the talent level.
They got all you need shooters, and you need a guy that can get things done in the crunch. And they had a good center that was rebounding and getting 20.
So what
are you talking about?
If you tell me we just took the Heat's best shooter in the Sixers' best shooter,
did we?
Yes, Strus was one of the best shooters.
Was he better than Vincent?
I mean,
as a pure shooter, he's a little better. I mean, Hero is their best shooter.
Here's the bottom line: it's hard to pick the Cavs to be a favorite when they played awful in the playoffs and they added 2 spare parts. They're nice additions, but they're not. They're like the 5th and 6th players.
But I'm pointing to. But no. What I'm saying is, I'm pointing
maybe
to.
Even lower than that.
I'm pointing to coaching.
Yeah.
Couldn't
you name 15 teams that Eric Spoelstra would make significantly better?
Yes.
Or actually, every team would be significantly better. Not everyone would be.
But what I'm saying is, I'm saying that these other teams that have aspirations, They getting rid of people in Milwaukee. They getting rid of people.
Who they get ruled?
They just let what's the name go in
The
Milwaukee.
coach?
The coach,
Oh,
Budenholzer.
well, yeah,
They letting dudes.
that was messed up. But
They
yeah.
letting dudes go quickly. My thing is, will we get to the middle of the season and see the improvements that we want to see, or will you still see some of the same things with JB?
But the problem is they played great in the regular season last
Did
year.
JB improve from the play-in season?
No,
You don't think so?
I don't think he did.
Obviously, he did. He went from a play-in team to a playoff team.
He lost the play-in.
They won one game.
They won in one game. You went for the play-in. You
That's
lost.
not the point. They went from
They
a
went from going
play-in
0-2
to
to
a playoff.
1-4. I mean, how much
Come
of a
on,
proof is that?
no, he did not. No.
I mean, and he had Donovan, and he went from not having Donovan Mitchell to having Donovan Mitchell. That's a huge difference.
Y'all are sick. Y'all sick.
I mean,
they went from a 7
I
seed.
agree that having Spoelstra would make a huge difference. I don't know. I still don't know that I'd make them the favorites in the East. What do you say, Mike?
All we need to do is sign Bowl, and we going to the championship.
Why'd they cut him, by the way? I thought he was okay.
The Magic have you could have 15 players on a roster.
Yeah.
They have about 7 or 8 guys they drafted in the top 10 in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Then they have their 2 or 3 veterans.
Nobody wanted Bowl in a trade? They couldn't get
I
anything?
guess not. I mean, I was surprised they waived him too. But their roster's so weird. They have so many guys. Jonathan Isaac is still on that roster, making $22 million a year. So I don't think they'd be the favorite with Spoelstra. They'd certainly be better. It's a coaching upgrade for sure. But to say they'd be the favorite, I'd have to put them over other teams. And I'm just not quite sure.
Right
Spoelstra
now,
by
today.
himself. Today.
Right now, today, where are well, I should look it up instead of asking you. Where do you rank the Cavs in terms of odds of winning the East? We'll start with you, Mike.
Today,
Right now today, based on the current rosters, without knowing where Damian Lillard's going to end up.
Miami.
third,
You'd put them third behind who?
Milwaukee and Boston.
Ahead of Miami, who just went to the conference
Yes.
finals.
We took all their
Yes.
people.
They took one guy.
They lost.
They lost Vincent and Strus.
Well, no, but the Cavs took only one guy.
But the Lakers got the other dude. What's the dude?
Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent.
Oh yeah, come on, man. Listen, we took.
I think
would
what
put-
Miami did is not sustainable. That is completely
I think you're right.
a one-hit wonder.
I agree with
I
you.
would say third. They're ahead of
Is,
Philadelphia.
is James Harden staying in Philly?
No.
I don't care. They're still ahead of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Who is they coach? Nick Nurse?
Nick Nurse.
Yeah. See, they'll probably lose. They're gonna lose hard. I would say third.
I'd say third.
Third.
Let's see. Where are they?
Unless Dame go to like Brooklyn or something, then I'd change my
You
answer.
said behind Boston and who?
Milwaukee.
No.
You think the Cavs right now are ahead of Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yes.
You think they're ahead of the Knicks?
Yes.
Well, how are they ahead of the Knicks? They basically had the same record last year, and the Knicks beat them in the playoffs. So why would you have them ahead of the Knicks?
Because I do think there was a little bit of lightning in the bottle with the Knicks. Not taking. I mean, they bullied and bodied the Cavs.
They
but I
picked
think
somebody up
that
in
was
free agency,
they got
didn't
DiVincenzo 4 years,
Yeah,
$50 million.
DiVincenzo.
But I don't think Tibbs, at the rate he plays his guys, that any year with Tibbs is sustainable. He has one good year everywhere he's been, and then teams start to go back down.
And another reason because the Knicks ain't nobody on the Knicks at this point taking no crazy jump. They are who they are. Julius Randle is who he is. Brunson is who he is. We got young guys. Garland can take a leap. Mobley can take a leap.
Yeah.
Allen can get on some creatine and lift some weights, maybe, possibly. And we got better improved shooting. Now they got a little bit of better improved shooting too.
man.
So it's still even, but I
And
would
one
give
thing,
them.
By the way, the Cavs are the 5th choice right now in Vegas to win the East.
I think that's too low. And also one thing that we all, not saying we are overlooking per se, but one thing that doesn't get talked about enough. Last year was the first year that Mitchell and Garland played together. And I
Right.
know you guys should say you put guys together, whatever,
Right.
they'll make it work.
Yeah.
There is a familiarity and a more cohesiveness to playing with somebody, especially when you're both ball-dominant guards, that I think helps this team propel a step forward. I
Fair
think
point.
the Cavs are going to
It's
be
a fair
better
point.
this year than they were last year.
But nothing they do in the regular season matters.
I agree with that.
Completely
as well.
irrelevant.
Yeah.
Here's the odds as of this morning.
And then
to
we'll
win,
move on.
to win the East. Celtics plus 210, Bucks plus 280, Heat plus 450, Sixers plus 800, Cavs plus 1100, and Knicks plus 2000.
I
That's your
forgot
top
the
six.
Celtics did get Porzingis, didn't they?
Yeah, but they had to trade Marcus Smart. Do you
Yeah.
think the Celtics are better with Porzingis instead of Smart?
I think it's a higher ceiling and a lower floor. I think the potential, because what Horford did in the postseason last year, once again, unsustainable.
Yeah, right.
He's so old. He was so healthy
still
last
there?
year.
Yeah.
Horford? Yeah,
Yeah.
Horford's still there.
What else did they do? Did Boston do anything else?
They lost Grant Williams,
That hurts.
which does hurt.
Yeah.
They brought in Porzingis, which if Porzingis can stay healthy, which he did last year. He had a phenomenal season in
Yeah.
Washington last year, played 65 games, and the 9 he missed at the end of the season were tanking injuries purposes, so he actually was healthier than even the 65 games. If he's healthy, that gives them a legitimate stretch 5 with more rim protection, and they can count on Rob
But
Williams.
if he gets hurt, that means they can be
Yeah.
It's over. with.
crazy.
It's over.
Yeah, it's they have an extremely high ceiling and
But
extremely
you, so
low
you have the
floor.
Cavs star. You think they should be ahead of Philly
I do.
as
Yeah.
currently constituted?
Yes, I do.
What if Philly trades for Lillard? Then it's
Well,
Dang.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
changes
man,
everything.
that's
Miami
not
jumps
happening.
Cleveland if they get
and if
Lillard,
Miami
too.
gets Lillard, that's where he wants to go.
skyrocket.